Welcome back for another yummy update, baby dolls. I'm going to start by showing you the Jeet Consensus out there in crypto. Now, of course, friends, Jeeting means to basically sell like a 2x, to like sell fast or just get out, basically take a loss. Short-term mindset thinking. That's pretty much what Jeets refer to. Now, check this out. Now, remember I've been telling you that everybody's thinking of selling early. I'm just going to give you some evidence here. This is just another example. I've given you like so many pieces here. Look at this. Mr. RV Crypto, look at this, friends. This is like just one of hundreds, man. Sell in May and go away. Buy back before Q4. Full clip the entire portfolio late October. What are your thoughts? Okay, so that is the 2021 playbook. The 2021 playbook was to sell in May and go away. It was literally sell in May. As soon as May ticks over, you sell in May. Dogecoin Saturday Night Live marks the top. Actually, still, man, it's been 4 years. We still have not come back to that top. It's literally today for many coins. Chainlink was $50. I mean, like even back then, Hex was 5 cents. It still hasn't even come back to that point. That's wild. Still under that point. Man, that's nuts. I think Hex was actually, 5 or 8 cents maybe at that point. But yeah. And then come back, they said buy into October, which basically buy in October is in like wait for September to clear that junk and then buy October. That was the playbook from before. But what about if you did that in 2017? Well, what would happen is, now of course this is 2017 unique, right? If you sold in May, it actually went up in May and June. Our Altseason Wave peak number 1 was in May and June of 2017, which is interesting. Yes, interesting. Like interesting to think about that could be one of the funny stuff that happens. So this is what I'm referring to here. If you go back and check it, right, okay, this is it. This is in 2017 right here. This is others BTC ratio, yeah? Altseason Wave number 1. So actually, it was buy in May and then actually buy in June. Actually, but then, yeah, it tops out in June. So, but obviously, retail is going to think buy in May, buy in June. That's if it plays out. Now, we don't know. You never know. But that'd be funny if it occurs like that. This one was obviously sell in May, and the Donald Trump one before that was buy in May. Wonder what it's going to be. Now, it would be nice if we go back to 2013 example. Problem is, friends, not enough coins, no data, pretty much. All we can do is, all I know, friends, if you know of any other coin that was around 2013, all we can do is look at Litecoin. Now, this is 2013 Litecoin. And this is obviously that 2013 cycle. What I'm actually might check is the LTC to BTC ratio, because you can see, okay, this was Altseason. Obviously, this is the end of year Altseason. This is the end of 2013. Bitcoin hits its $1,000, etc. You see that? It actually has, Altseason was just 28 days at the end of 2013. Just 1 month, everything goes 20 or 100x. 1 month, bang. But obviously, it's very, very new, early daisy. But you know what you might find, friends, is Litecoin's data goes on exchanges in April. That might have been a sign of Altseason Wave number 1. That might have been it. Something which just shows you like, oh, well, like you launched the coin. You had the confidence to launch a coin because Bitcoin was moving up in that beginning of that 2013. And I just want to show you evidence of that. So this is 2013 Bitcoin Weekly. It was like, look at this, moving up, January, February, March. Remember, I showed you that April was when Litecoin launches, which, friends, look at this. We actually found it, man. Look at this. When Bitcoin finally stops in 2013, Litecoin has the first data print. It like makes it to an exchange to be able to be traded. The earliest data. Nuts. Ain't that nuts, man? That's CoinMarketCap. That's wild. They just figured it out. That's beautiful. The theory worked. Even in 2013, there was no altcoins. Just go off one. So like you would be thinking, okay, so you stop when you basically peak when Bitcoin stops. And there you go. Bitcoin stopped out there, and Uncle Bob is your uncle. So remember that timing of April, saying, hey, April, is that significant? Well, it's just because Bitcoin went literally up only from January, March, April. There you go, 4 months in a row, and then it stopped, and there you go, Litecoin launches here. And also you have Altseason Wave 1 here, Altseason Wave 2 here. So yeah, you did have Altseason Wave 1 and Altseason Wave 2. That is beautiful that we've done this live, friends. And even more fascinating, I remember XRP launched in 2013 as well, all the way back here. XRP, here you go. It makes it to an exchange on August. That's nuts. But then look at this, friends. See, XRP participates in Altseason Wave number 2. Remember I told you end of 2013? There you go. XRP, bang. You might say, hey, I only did an 8x. No. They minted themselves these coins for free out of nowhere. They just made almost an infinite return on their money. The ICO was like lower than this. The ICO was like way lower. So really these guys are like up 50x or whatever. The ICO is probably like 0.001. They're up like 50x or something, or 500 or 100x. That's nuts for Ripple and stuff out here. That is actually beautiful that it still worked back then and there were a limited number of coins. So the thematics of this are actually consistent. Okay, that's why when people say, hey, sell in May, go away. Well, to be honest, we can use that others BTC just to check out where is our average valuation and is it expensive or is something to worry about or is it okay? So look, this is others BTC right now. It's actually still low and trash. You know, like if we're in May and others BTC is only here, I'm not literally doing nothing. That's still too cheap for me, man. That's nothing. Like that's literally nothing. It has to literally spike up, and that's still actually not the top, right? That's probably not the final top here. But like the thing is, you might have ICOs, random coins you're in. It's something to just be wary about. If you are granted like specific pumps during that time, just consider rotating out to profit. What would rotating out to profit? I'm guessing you'd rotate back into ETH. But here's the thing, you could get back into BTC, but it's probably inefficient and you want to be long ETH BTC, I guess, for the end. But there's no perfect formula with these. But even look at the replies as well here. Sell in May and never return. Yeah, big option as well, mate. Maybe get back to partly, I still like the game. So obviously you see everyone shout to here, shout to Crypto Karen. Shout out to once I sell, I'm gone till 2027. Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. Everybody is thinking like that, Karen. Every single person is thinking, I'm done, totally done. I'm going to buy back January 2017. That's what everyone's saying. So there has to be some give or take here. But you know, friends, it is possible, okay, that Donald Trump's energy brings in so many new people that we can actually all get that. A lot of us can get that. We can actually just get 4-year cycle comes in and it goes in, because this Donald Trump, Bitcoin Strategic Reserve and this stuff coming in here, no one knows what the hell a 4-year cycle is. They're just like, hey, it's having fun. Crypto's going up. Donald Trump likes crypto. He just got in. You know, like Donald Trump gets inaugurated of this year. Imagine like we're in December, we're like, hey, it's actually over. And they're like, what do you mean, bro? It's Trump's first year. He's going, that's what the problem, I'm trying to imagine our companion retailers, what they're saying back to us. And they'll be saying, no, he's going to do more policies, more pro-crypto stuff. You know, so yeah, I try to wrestle with these things in my mind just so like you're always ahead of the game. Also, I can't help but think about this, friends. So shout out to the baby doll who made this. It's meant to be spoony, friends. This is spoony, very flat spoon. Me hanging out, watching popcorn, movies. We hate to admit it, but it's possible, right, that Richard Hart, PulseChain, Interpol, FUD, the lactating man boobs, Eurocucks, the dump that we saw, it's possible that it's just front running the weakness of the altcoins, because we know everybody wants to Jeet. Because remember, like, if everyone says selling may go away, friends, that means they're not going all in Feb or March. They're actually exiting, and then they're running out. And the people who would be buyers in that time, they're not there. So look, we'll see how this resolves itself. Only one way to go through this is to keep holding. I also found this funny, friends. And you remember Crapo? Crapo is actually bearish. Okay, now about 100K when this posted. He goes, we could retrace to 95, 97K, and then we first see bullish confirmations from here. And if we see, so it's kind of like a lot of these people, they come into markets in one period of time, like many, many years ago, 2017, and they have an edge. Market gets harder and adapts, and they can't adapt. And then they lose their edge over time. But it's hard to hang up your boots. So they just keep, sometimes they turn into just full-on amazing type of like counter signals, because they're doing something which like tries to emulate, say, 2017 too much. And then you end up finding that they end up being reliable against counter signals. But it's basically just for like intellectual and entertainment fun. It's nothing we actually trade off. I saw this is funny, friends. So PulseChain hit rank 6 on Dex Screener by the volume, which is lovely to see. But a lot of people, some people are saying that it's actually fake filtering. But no, friends, I don't actually think it's fake filtering. Here we have the actual things out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. PulseChain's rank 6. Man, friends, look, XRP, we're still doing more volume than XRP chain. XRP chain, actually amazing. It's doing 14 million now. But bro, XRP is 150 billion market cap. PulseChain is 200x away to get to that size. 200x. You know? Also, Telegram chain, friends. Telegram is like 9x bigger than PulseChain, and it's doing less volume. 17 million. Look at this. Hyperliquid, 180. Now, this is the funny part. This is 180 million, but Dex Screener, I'm guessing a lot of this is to do, there's something about this. Maybe it's like that they're not counting this volume properly, or a lot of this, but here you go. Actually, there you go. Hype. The volume of just hype is 140 million. So see this is now you get to see a lot of the volumes. There's filtering, like, because you're like, wait, which volume do you want to basically count? Do you want to count the token on the chain? Because like, if you wanted to count token trading volume on the chain, friends, I'm not joking. Richard Hart, he could do this. He could make a DEX, 0 fees, yeah, and one wallet swaps to the other wallet back and forth all day. It just swaps Pulse and PulseX, swapping around, and there's no fees. It just does it all day, and it does like a, you know, it could say $500 million of volume per day. That's faking it. Okay, so you could do that. So a lot of these chains and stuff, what they do as well, they have the inventory arbitrage, as I've explained to you. Now, it's not fake volume, but it's just like it's not like it's useless volume to us. It's kind of like, because you have these bots, they're linked up to like, you know, 15 exchanges, and then if there's like a 10-cent arbitrage to be made on these like $1 million of liquidity, they'll take it, which means they'll buy $1 million worth and they'll sell back $1 million and 10 cents worth in literally, you know, like 1 second later. But then the volume goes, oh, you did $1 million of volume. But no, there was actually net 10 cents of stuff in there. You know what I mean? But no matter how you spin it, man, it feels like PulseChain should be like 30x higher based off these volumes and these activity. But as you know, like, you're probably wondering, why? It's the people, man. It's the number of people. We only have like, I haven't checked the recent number, 10,000 daily active users, 250,000 people in the community. So if we want to do if you want to do a 30x, okay, the square root of 30 is, let's do 30. The square root of 30, friends, is 5.4-ish. So we got to increase our user base by 5.4. So we have 250K people, 250,000 people. If you times that by 5.4, we got to get to 1.3 million holders if you want to get to that size, okay? Unless maybe there's some jamming that can happen with the OA, if you know what I mean. Recently, I mentioned this in Juicy News, but just like some bullish friendship for Richard Hart. And shout out to Mr. Nuclear Herb. So there's been big news in the legal crypto space. The judge in SEC has stayed the lawsuit until the appellate courts rule on whether the investment contract requires an actual contract. So Mr. Nuclear Herbs, this is interesting. Given that the Howey test explicitly doesn't require one, as it clearly states, it can be a contract, transaction, or scheme. And scheme liability is what the SEC is relying on in their case against Richard Hart. Okay, so basically the word scheme is all they can go off. They're like, oh, a scheme is any plan or organization or design, basically, of anything. And like, that's why I even use my example. Like, what about the Pokemon cards? Like, are you going to lock up Nintendo because they made a scheme? And the scheme is, hey, we make Charizard really rare, so you have to keep buying our cards just to get the lottery ticket spin, pretty much, of Charizard. And then we've made a scheme here for you. It's like an investment contract. And then that inherently, if you hold an Charizard, that holds value. And then it trades stuff over time. And then it like builds the mindshare and brand of Nintendo, because people now hold on to the coin because they think it's rare. Oh, you made a scheme out here. Okay. And there's prices that trade for Charizard and stuff, whatever they are, thousands of dollars and stuff out here. So it's just like anything else, right? So that's why if you go down this route, hopefully Judge Auntie Carol, she can see through this BS. And yeah, I think the judges making a ruling on investment contracts, perhaps for crypto's future, might be better. Where like, okay, you get less reward, but it's more guaranteed. It's more guaranteed. You get a stream. You're backed by something, and that might help boomers, like, you know, feel comfortable locking up 200K into crypto stuff that's international or whatever. You know, that's something we have to explore later on. I also reported on this before, friends. There was Chainlink integrating for Ripple, so RLUSD. But as you get to know, right, just to you always see these appear. Yeah, there's always this big sponsorship and stuff out here. Did it do anything for the price? Absolutely no. No, it doesn't. Okay, so actually price goes down, just like everything else with Swift. The real Link price you want to see, friends, actually it's like Link BTC, which is still garbage, man. This is August 2020. So, man, if we get here, that'll be 5 years still down 85%. If it's, oh, man, that's just shocking. 5 years, you're still down 85%. Ah, man, Chainlink, yeah, that sucks, man. I hope this thing somehow, but they're running out of time, bro. How's it meant to just spike up? How's it meant to do that? Like 2026 is here, but let me show you XRP BTC, friend. But I don't want to use XRP because the way XRP moves is very unique. And look what it does. It literally just does bang, bang. That was it. And this is literally 3 weeks. In 3, 4, 5 weeks, XRP had this time for you to get out. Or did this run up here? And look, by the way, it's never been able to do it since. We're hoping it's able to do it this again. We're hoping, but man, these are big valuations, man. XRP, friends, they got to get to like $1 trillion market cap if they want to get people out of their XRP BTC value holding. This was also from earlier in the day, friends. So pDAI, there was a Hex OG wallet that voted for 369. We've received a vote 369p maker in favor of our proposal. The same wallet was our top voter in the poll. And this guy was providing liquidity out here. So I wanted to just provide this here for you just to show you, like, when it comes to PulseChain and the price expectations and stuff out here, yeah, it's possible, friends. It is possible the SEC and the Interpol, it dampens it. It is possible that for PulseChain. However, there are advantages that PulseChain has. It's newer, and we're not in a trash cycle like 2021. So there are advantages that PulseChain has, which indicate it doesn't necessarily have to be dampened for this cycle whatsoever. You might even find there's no impact by the end. We'll see. This is the pDAI price charts down around 1.2 cents. The real one you could see is actually the pDAI PLS ratio. But if you're looking at this and you're worried, well, I don't know what you're worried about. Like, this thing is like, it's pretty much, it just looks like it's still going up and to the right. Now, I've just, like, if my minimum hope, someone says to me, like, what's your minimum hope? Remember, it's hope and cope, man. And remember, friends, price expectations, dude, everyone just gets destroyed when it comes to their guesses here. But I've organized the cycle from now until the Ethereum top. And then that's one half. And the other half is after the Ethereum top. So, or when Richard thinks it's tops. Okay. So between now and when Richard thinks the Ethereum top is, I'm hoping PulseChain does minimum 8. Okay. Maybe it does exactly 8 from today, which is, yeah, that's garbage. It's like, hey, 4x day 1 second. Ethereum's like 13, 14K, whatever. I hope it does minimum 8. But then after it's chopped out, just like Hex did the big pump, I'm hoping it does another 8, which is huge. That would be 64x from today. It gets you around 30x day 1 sec. I hope it's higher. I want them to be much higher. I don't want them to do, obviously I want to do the big move first, but I'm just going off the past. And yeah, the truth is that Hex was garbage before the Ethereum top of 2021. And you can see that on Hex versus ETH ratio. That actually gave you the real picture. The only reason why Hex mildly moved up after 1 cent is because ETH was moving up. That's it. And you actually see it here. Look at the adoption amplifier day 1. You barely made any money, man. You weren't making any money until, look at this, until June 2021. So, man, it launched like, yeah, that's a long time, man. See, people thought these moves are amazing. No. Just, you go down, it goes offside and goes up. And yeah, friends, just going off the past, that's all we can do, man. Past performance, not a guarantee, future, etc. That's just, yeah, it is what it is. Nothing else I can do about it or anyone else. That's what I'm doing. Just continue to hold. And you have to hold anyway. So here's the thing, right? Man, like, I just got to explain so we're always aware of this. We know, like, when you see a price in crypto, in altcoins, this is what you sign up for. Okay? This is what you want. What you want is, you want this. Okay? You want, please go up in a staircase. You don't get that, okay? Then you never get, okay, top 1% of coins get that, okay? Unfortunately, what you actually get is, you launch, you go down, hopium, go down, maybe there's a spike up, go down again, you die, and then somehow at one random point, you don't know when, it's just boop, 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 there you go. And then you end up at the expected return. Okay, this is altcoins. Most of altcoins are like this. They are like that. Okay, and they eventually snap back. And then this part is like, hey, you need Bitcoin to go high enough and the cycle to continue and whatever. You don't know it's going to appear like that though. You know, you don't know. When you're convicted on something, here's the thing, you're like, well, I've got to hold for X amount anyway. I've got to hold for like 3 years anyway. It doesn't, look, yes, on paper, it doesn't actually matter if it does this or that because it gets to the same point on paper. But mentally, it really does matter. But you don't get this, friends. You don't get this. Like that's why that's the risk you take, okay? The risk you take is your altcoins. They are so long duration, you cannot access your freaking liquidity until like the very end. That's the risk you take. And that's why altcoins move the way they do. Now, if altcoins had more of a staircase going up, you'd be like the Russell 2000. You'd just be like a shitty index version of the S&P 500, where S&P 500 gets 10%, you get like 13%. There you go. Like you're barely being, it's not worth it that much for all that pain, all that misery, and these like cycles of like you underperforming and stuff out here. So yes, this is the price we pay out here. Make sure you like, subscribe, red button, or catch you in the next one.